continue with today's lesson. We agreed last time that we're going to read an IELTS text. Sorry. I found one. It's connected to the economy and business world, but it's more like, you're going to see. It is and it isn't. I don't know. I hope you're going to like it. I liked it because it was really actually interesting how one country made a complete twist on their economy. I don't know. Let's read it. I hope you're going to like it. You can tell me later if it's good or not. I suggest you just read. If you find a word that you don't understand and you really want to know what it is, ask me. But if not, try to skip those words out of a context. Okay?
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm going to...
Urban planning in Singapore.
Yeah.
Rich merchants established a trading post.
Singapore?
Yes, but because in Arabic we pronounce it a little bit similar, so I confuse between both. We say Singapore with F, not P.
Aha, F. Okay, it's P. Yes, Singapore. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Singapore. Okay. In the early 19th century and for more than a century, trading interest dominated. However, in 1965, the newly independent island state was cut off from its hinterland, and so it's not about pursuing a survival strategy. The good international communication it already enjoyed provided a useful base. But it was decided that if Singapore was to secure its economic future, it must develop its industry. To this end, a new institutional structures were needed to facilitate, develop, and control foreign investment. One of the most important of these was the Economic Development Board, EDB, an arm of government that developed strategies for attracting investment. Thus, from the outset, Singaporean government was involved in city promotion. Toward the end of the 20th century, the government realized that due to limits in both the size of the country's workforce, the country's workforce and its land area. Its labor-intensive industries were becoming increasingly uncompetitive. So, an economic committee was established which concluded that Singapore should focus on developing as a service venture and seek to attract company headquarters to serve Southeast Asia, and develop tourism, banking, and offshore activities. The land required for this service sector orientation had been acquired in the early 1970s, when the government realized that it lacked the banking infrastructure.
No, this is an important word. Do you know what is infrastructure?
No, at all.
To be honest, I don't know how to explain it also. I generally know what it means. It's basically, okay, let's take a look. I don't want to, infrastructure. The system of public works of a country, state, or region. Okay, so everything that the government builds and repairs, everything outside of your home is infrastructure. So the roads, sewage, electricity, parks, all the governmental buildings, it's infrastructure. Okay, so foundation or basic framework of a system or organization. The permanent installations required for military purposes. Okay, so but basically the resources such as personnel, buildings, or equipment required for an activity. So anything required for some activity. So in this banking infrastructure, so it lacks the banking infrastructure for a modern economy. Turn down the TV a little bit. Yeah, something in the background is...
it's working. Because my daughter is watching.
Understand, yeah, that's why I was like, okay, maybe she can turn it on a little. Oh, you can just move a little bit if it's possible. Anything, just, it's becoming...
To keep her busy.
I know. They lacked the banking infrastructure for a modern economy, meaning they didn't have the basic necessities for a modern economy in banks, right?
Yeah. Okay. And so a new banking and corporate district known as the Golden Shoe was planned, incorporating the historic commercial area. This district now houses all the major companies and various government financial agencies. Singapore's current economic strategy is closely linked to land use and development planning. Although it is already a major city, the current development plan seeks to ensure Singapore's continuing economic growth through restructuring. To ensure that the facilities needed by a future business are planned now. These include transport and telecommunications infrastructure.
Again, you added as. Just pay attention. Don't add as's, not telecommunications infrastructure.
Telecommunication infrastructure, land and environmental quality. A major concern is to avoid congestion in the central area, and so the latest plan deviates.
That means is changed, is modified, goes around. So deviate. To deviate means to bend a little. So it's not straightforward, to bend it a little bit. Okay.
Okay. To plan deviate from previous plans by having a strong decentralization policy. The plan makes provision for 4 major regional centers, each serving 800,000 people. But this does not mean that the existing central business district will not also grow. A major extension planned around Marina Bay draws on examples of other world cities, especially those with waterside central areas such as Sydney and San Francisco. The project involves major land reclamation of 667 hectares in total. Part of this has already been developed as a conference, and I really hate this word because I have it a lot in my life and I don't know how to pronounce it.
Exhibition.
What's the meaning?
A place for showcasing something. Such as exhibition is the place where they showcase artistic paintings, right, or art. Conference and exhibition zone. Exhibition zone is a zone where you can showcase anything you want. Promote anything. Promote art. Promote new products, new cars, anything, right? So the place where you can show what you offer. Different companies show what they offer. Okay, this is exhibition.
Okay.
Depending on what your company produces, it will show. You work for a cookie company, right? So exhibition would be you have a stand and promotion of all your products, for example. Okay.
And the rest will be used for other facilities. However, the need for vitality has been recognized, and a mixed zoning approach has been adopted to include housing and entertainment. Where we are.
On the top right, one of the new features.
One of the new features of the current plan is a broader conception of what contributes to economic success. It encompasses high quality high quality residential provision, a good environment, leisure facilities, and exciting city life. There's more.
It means thus. It means like it's a sentence. So that means, in that case, there is, thus.
Like maybe according to.
Just about, according to this, there is more.
Okay. Thus, environmental.
You skipped. Thus,
there's more provision for low density housing, often in waterfront communities linked to beaches and recreational facilities. However, the lower housing densities will put considerable pressure on the very limited land available for development, and this creates problem for another of the plan's aims, which is to stress environmental quality. More and more of the remaining open area will be developed, and the only natural landscape surviving will be a small zone in the center of the island, which is
Which serves
serves
as
as a
a
water
uh-huh.
catchment area. Environmental policy is therefore very much concerned with making the built environment
More green.
more green by introducing more plants. What is referred to as the beautification of Singapore, the plan focuses on green zones, defining the boundaries of settlement.